afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast. Lehr with your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of instruction, the only trusted source of communist knowledge. And today's Propagandacast Lehr will be covering the Osttruppen Doctrine. We already covered the Osttruppen themselves, but of course this entire doctrine, though technically, there's also defense, which sort of has a bit of the same, though obviously there's some crucial differences. But Osttruppen Doctrine, it's a doctrine you have to pay for, at least get enough supply for, though theoretically, again, Defensive Doctrine is available for free, so I can always nab that one. But again, there's going to be some key differences. Overall, of course, the core element of the doctrine is the namesake of it, the Osttruppen Squad. An immediately, more or less immediate unit you can call infantry and manpower, quite flexible in the sense that, of course, they are very much dependent on being covered, but again, you can sort of swarm up with a lot of them. Plus, you get entrenching tools, the ability to still build trenches, sandbags, and barbed wire, but pretty much all of the infantry, of course, including the Osttruppen, but also the Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers, giving you a lot more flexibility on the battlefield. And that way, you can quickly wire off large swaths of territory. You can lay down sandbags, again, while playing out the Osttruppen aggressively, so you can quickly seize a lot of territory and then hold it. Then you got the artillery field officer, which allows you to boost the Osttruppen by, making them strong, but you can also boost himself. Plus, you can use smoke to cover up machine guns or cover up retreats, giving yourself further additional flexibility. But also, again, just allowing you to do more with the Osttruppen themselves, but briefly boosting their combat ability. Plus, he forms up himself a nice, excellent assault squad. So you can also that way use him to do quickly, work in tandem with the Osttruppen, where they, pin down a unit with fire, and then you rush in the officer to clear them out. So there's some interplay there between the Osttruppen and the artillery field officer, which gives you more play style options overall in the game. Then you get the supply drop, 400 manpower, you get an ND34 and a Pack 40 plus fuel and munitions. Effectively, what it does allow you to do is actually skip tier 2 because you don't need the light to mechanized combat. You can just skip it, get your extra machine gun plus a Pack 40, plus you get more resources and move ahead to tier 3. Finally, get railway artillery support, which is just for crashing down really big targets. Though I feel like that one is less relevant in the doctrine, to be honest, and probably could get away with being replaced with something else. But overall, the doctrine is a sort of aggressive doctrine. You just try and press out aggressively early on, and then you're trying to turn this early advantage where again use the Osttruppen overwhelming numbers to push into a fast tier 3 using supply drop to corrupt against medium armor and whatnot, or light tanks. And then you push out, say, an Austrian and some Stugs, and that way you sort of try to close out the match fast. So it's sort of, again, it's an aggressive commander like German infantry, but where again, but in a slightly different game with much more required acts using cover. But again, you just have more units on the field, so rather than just fewer more aggressive units, you're using many more units just to press the larger battle frontage ahead against the opponent. That way, sort of aiming for control. And then you're sort of just, again, trying to push for fast tanks, and that way overwhelm them. So that's sort of a bit of a different style, again, whereas German infantry is just, getting in hard and aggressive with infantry and light vehicles, elite infantry, and then eventually go for tanks. Osttruppen Doctrine, I feel like, is much more centered around just getting out a fast pressure and presence, but then fast tanks as well. Obviously, it does require some good handling of the Osttruppen. If you don't know how to handle the Osttruppen, the Doctrine will be a lot less fun for you to actually use, so it's obviously not for everyone. But again, it does give some interesting tools if you know how to handle it. Again, it does allow you for these, say, tier 3 armor rushes, which again is what I feel like the Doctrine is very much built around. Again, supply drop basically just allowing you to further push ahead and skip tier 2, allowing you to just stay more focused on it. So if you sort of keep those things in mind, I feel like you can sort of get some good fun out of Osttruppen Doctrine, besides just, of course, having fun with the Osttruppen themselves. But again, you sort of play more armor-oriented strategies. And again, though, you will have to keep in mind the Osttruppen don't really work well with the tanks. You're going to have to use the field officer much more in conjunction with them, have to get Panzer Grenadiers to sort of that way better support your tanks. Because the Osttruppen, again, despite the Doctrine in the sense by now sort of more feeling like it works towards tanks, the Osttruppen themselves aren't great tank support infantry. So that's also detailed to mind. But again, you can sort of, if you get a tank fast enough and you begin overwhelming them fast, it may not matter nearly as much. So that sort of is the Propagandacast down the Osttruppen Doctrine. Hopefully this will be of use to you. Hopefully it gives you ideas. And again, do you want to use Osttruppen Doctrine or do you not? This might give you a slightly clearer idea as to whether or not to go for it. If it has been helpful, feel free to subscribe, like, share, and press the bell button. This is Imperial Dane signing off. See you all another time. Cheers.